I grew up in a small farming community on the Darling Downs in Queensland. Brother, sister, my parents didn't go to church. But in the 60s, I went to Sunday school. So there I met Jesus. Little grey-haired lady, big glasses, big smile, false teeth that went up and down when she sang. That was my first picture of Jesus. So one of my visits back to the farm about 15 years ago, I went round to see Miss Duncan, my Sunday school teacher. She was still a little old lady with grey hair, and I don't know how old she was back in 1961, but anyway, she's with Jesus now. But I had a lovely afternoon with Miss Duncan, telling her about what I'm doing with the Scripture Union, etc. And she was very encouraged to hear that. And then I asked her the question, what about the other kids in my Sunday school class that you taught for those many years? There were about 25 of us. And she said, Terry, most of the kids have stayed around here. You're the only one that's gone away, like sheep. She said, but you are the only one that I know of who's going on in their faith journey following Jesus. 1 out of 25. Not many, is it? I thought the strike rate this morning when we did this activity was low. But so as I drove back to my parents' house at 6 miles, I reflected on that. I was disturbed by what was different for me. Yes, God stepped into my life, but was there something else? And I realised there was. Because at the end of every year, Miss Duncan would give out some camp forms for a camp at Warwick. Guess how many kids in my Sunday school went on that camp? Jeff? One. It's just me. I went every year for 5 years. I remember the names of all my camp leaders. I remember the songs they sang. I won the memory verse prize every year. The activities that we did. That peak experience for me, year by year by year, which complemented what happened in our Sunday school week by week by week, I believe God used in amazing ways. I've been back to see my camp directors again. Had a lovely time reconnecting with them. What are the peak experiences, maybe in your own life, that complement what happens in your BEs, that is within your mission hall, where in experiential ways, fun ways, great ways, God touches your life so that the roots of your faith go deeper and deeper. 18 years into my job with Scripture Union, I've been giving out all this energy of youth, and my well was dry, and I was starting to hear voices about you cannot do this job. Was that the forces of evil, or was that God speaking to me? And so at that moment, some friends sponsored my wife and I to go on an Emmaus walk, a 3-day weekend where God just poured His Spirit into my life. Wow, a peak experience. I'll go back to that place. I still sing a funny song that we sing, but it's still important for me. Peak experience. As I've been journeying here to stay, God's been saying, what are you doing, Terry, about outworking these things into your ministry with children and young people? And so we've started a camp called The Quest, where we take 11 to 13-year-olds away for 5 days, residential, and we study Deuteronomy every day, all day. No, we don't. We are creating gift parcels for the homeless. We go to the Salvation Army Centre and we feed the homeless. Our children are serving them. We're going to the palliative care ward, the hospital. We're sending our kids out 2 by 2 into homes where generations can connect and collide, where we talk, we do stuff and talk faith together. We become refugees for a day. All this stuff we're trying to just make faith real, so that through these peak experiences, we want to see these young people here to stay.